All right, let's speak with broadcast journalist Tetteh Kofi, who joins us live from London for more updates on the Queen's demise. Mr. Kofi, thank you for joining us on the news tonight.
Always a pleasure to join TVC.
Absolutely. 70 years is a long time to be a queen. You have to be way above 70 to perhaps have an idea of what the English monarchy was outside Queen Elizabeth II. How her father, King Edward VI, became king after his brother abdicated the throne. Precisely, talk to us what the mood is like in London amongst those who have known her as queen all their lives.
Two things I'd remark on. It was 70 years and 214 days, which makes it 7 years longer than the other long-lived monarch, who was the Empress Victoria. Secondly, there is a paradox around bereavement because the longer a person is alive, of course, the more you realize that they may depart at any time. But of course, the longer they stay with you, the more the idea of her departure becomes unbearable and intolerable. And of course, while every bereavement is difficult to bear, there is nothing as devastating as the bereavement by a mother. So London's mood is subdued. It surprised me. I went out to Buckingham Palace and I saw the crowds gathering very, very rapidly. And the mood was, I would say, subdued. I have friends who called me from pubs and places of entertainment where they were, and there were kind of 1 minute, 2 minute silences, followed by cheers for the Queen. So you get the sense that this lady was the invisible glue that held this kingdom together. And we will now know what the United Kingdom is going to be missing after her demise.
Talk to us about her relationship with the African continent. She was in Kenya when she learned about the father's demise, and also the role she's played with many British colonies that are now members of the Commonwealth of Nations. How do you think that African countries are reacting at this time?
You know, I have to kind of scan back to the very dim recesses of my memories as a child. And I know this, that the Queen was very closely associated with the early independence leaders in Africa. So Kwame Nkrumah, Tafawa Balewa, Julius Nyerere, Milton Obote, Kenneth Kaunda, all of these people who were the first crop of African leaders post colonial independence were very, very close to the Queen. And she must have played the role of a massive diplomatic asset for the British government in all her dealings with the recently departed colonies. So her relationship with them was great. And it was important for the world of politics to have a back channel, if you like, where you had a figure who I think was genuinely trusted by these African and foreign leaders, sometimes I would say even more than the governments that were leading Queen Elizabeth's country at the time. So again, it's a major asset that's been taken off the chessboard for the United Kingdom. And this is without diminishing in any way the age and experience of Prince Charles, who has watched all of this stuff progress through his life and will no doubt have by osmosis and his own experience and his own very extensive travels. I know Prince Charles has visited Ghana on several occasions. But nothing beats the experience of the Queen, who was Queen longer than any of us on this program tonight have been alive.
I was almost just going to ask if you're way above 70 yourself, if you saw what the monarchy was like outside Queen Elizabeth II, but you're saying that she's older than both of us, so that answers the question. But talk
Right.
to us about, you mentioned earlier about our being the glue that is keeping the monarchy together. I spoke with a Republican earlier on who said they can't wait to see the monarchy give way to an elected president in the UK. What's the popularity of the monarchy like right now in the United Kingdom?
See, I mean, there are two Britons. There is a very liberal, very progressive, very modern, and I would say generally rather younger Britain. And there is the older, I would say, more traditional Britain. I feel that there is still a majority of support for the Queen, and it is only in times of political crisis that you see the value of the Queen, because we've had a lot of turmoil these past 20 years in British politics. And often, as a reporter, as a journalist, I've heard people say, can you imagine the trouble we'd be in if the leader of this country was the leader of political party X, Y, or Z? And it's a rhetorical question because actually the truth is she was such a steadying influence that she was the figure that everybody would look to as a unifying force. And that impact on Britain's political life was absolutely undeniable. What was interesting was that Liz Truss, who is, with respect, only 47 years old, said that she called her the rock on which this country has stood um, for all of these years. And it's not hyperbole, it's not sycophancy, it is actually a reflection of quite a basic truth that I think has run through British political life.
Absolutely. Well, we'll see what the monarchy will become post Elizabeth Brain. Broadcast journalist Tetteh Kofi, thank you for talking to us on the news tonight.
Pleasure.